What up, everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots. I'm Vegas.
And I'm T-Bone.
And we're coming at you with another video today. We're going to be doing our Week 2 Power Rankings. These are the 10 who we think are the 10 best teams headed into Week 2 of the NFL season. And we're going to be starting off at number 10 with the Buffalo Bills. The Bills, coming off a disappointing loss to the New York Jets, in which for all but 4 plays, Zach Wilson was the Jets' quarterback. Josh Allen did not play well at all. Threw 3 terrible interceptions and fumbled the ball by running into his own man. Did not look good. But regardless of that, the Jets are still one of the best teams in the NFL, even with Wilson at the quarterback position, because their defense is just so good and they have so many weapons. So the Bills still going to be a good team regardless. I think Josh Allen going to course correct a little bit. I think not having Brian Daboll as his offensive coordinator has kind of hurt him a little bit. But the Bills are still a good football team. T-Bone, your thoughts?
I agree, Vegas, on both points. Jets are a good team, even with Zach Wilson at quarterback. Unfortunately, A-Rod couldn't really, play the game or the season for that matter. But Bill's still a good team. Josh Allen didn't do good this game. Has had some trouble with some accuracy, but he'll course correct. And you got Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, good offense. He'll come around.
Yeah, and Cook looked good at the running back position for them as well, and they haven't really looked good at running back for a while, so that's an additional bonus for them. Alrighty, coming in at number 9, the Detroit Lions. The Lions getting a Thursday night victory against the reigning Super Bowl champions Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs were without Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, and the Lions barely were able to win that. Definitely took some luck with all those Kadarius Toney dropped passes, but the Lions are still a very well-built football team and a well-coached football team. Dan Campbell deserves a lot of credit for what he has done with this unit, and getting a win against the reigning Super Bowl champions, that is big, no matter what the context is. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Thanks, Vegas. Really, you said it great. Even though they don't have Travis Kelce or Chris Jones, Lions still won. A win is a win. Dan Campbell coaches how I play in Madden, and it's working. Let him cook. I mean, I like how Dan Campbell coaches. It's gutsy. It has stomach to it. I appreciate it. Jared Goff is 2-0 against Patrick Mahomes. That's all I got to say.
That's all you got to say, baby. Alrighty, coming in at number 8, the New York Jets. Jets coming off of a Week 1 win, but it doesn't feel like a win. The Jets, for the last few years, all they needed was a quarterback. And they had finally gotten their quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. And 4 plays into the season, Rodgers tears his Achilles and his season is over. And you can't help but feel for the New York Jets, who had finally felt some hope in their lives. You can't but feel for Rodgers, who looked like he was legitimately excited to play football and to play for this team. And this was a team poised to go on a run. And unfortunately, it's not looking as good anymore. They're still a really good team, though. Breece Hall looked really good in their win last night. Dalvin Cook looked pretty solid. Garrett Wilson was playing really good, had a spectacular touchdown catch, basically saved Zach Wilson from throwing a terrible interception and turned it into a Jets touchdown. The Jets defense shut down Josh Allen. Absolutely spectacular performance from them there, and so even though they lose Aaron Rodgers, the Jets are still a very dangerous football team. So expect them to still win a decent amount of games and maybe try and slip into the wild card this year. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Vegas, I agree. It hurts to see. It hurts to see the photo that happened with Aaron Rodgers, but also just hurts to see that he can't play this season. For the Jets, and just as a fan of the sport, still a great team though, and they can make some moves and be a mover and shaker during the season, even without Aaron Rodgers.
Alrighty, coming in at number 7, the New England Patriots. The Patriots coming off of a tough loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, reigning NFC champions. Patriots dug themselves into a 16-0 hole. Pick 6 off the hands of Kendrick Bourne. Very next play, Ezekiel Elliott fumble. Eagles scoring 2 touchdowns off of that. And the Patriots were down big after the first quarter. Quarters 2, 3, and 4, New England looked really good. They looked better than Philadelphia. Unfortunately, couldn't overcome their early mistakes, couldn't overcome some second-half penalties, although that Hunter Henry hold definitely was not a good call and killed a drive where they could have potentially taken the lead. But regardless, the Patriots still showed out. Their defense shut down one of the most dynamic offenses in the league in the Eagles' offense. Their offense got going in the second half, was making some plays, generated that comeback. So even though the Patriots lost, they still showed that they're a good football team who can go toe-to-toe with anybody in the NFL and win. T-Bone, your thoughts?
I agree, Vegas. Against the Super Bowl runner-ups performing that well after the first quarter, Patriots came to play. And that they did. I certainly think that the AFC East is, with the Jets and Bills game, I think it's a little more open for wild card spots. I like what the Pats are doing. I'm excited to see more of what they do.
100%. Coming in at number 6, the team New England is playing this upcoming weekend. We've got the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins coming off a shootout victory over the Los Angeles Chargers, 36-34, last-minute touchdown to seal the win. Tua Tagovailoa looking really good, over 400 yards. Tyreek Hill looked absolutely spectacular as well. The Dolphins' offense was rolling in that game. However, big questions about their defense. Obviously gave up 34 points to an admittedly very dynamic Chargers offense. Regardless, the Dolphins are still a very good team when healthy. Their offense is just that good and they're that well coached. T-Bone, your thoughts?
I completely agree, Vegas. Completely agree. This was a high-scoring game, a fun-looking game. I loved seeing Tyreek Hill put in that work. The cheetah really is the cheetah. I think when they're healthy and it's all going together, they can really make some moves. And certainly looking the best out of the AFC East so far, in my opinion. Just great. Back to you.
100%. I will note, all 4 AFC East teams made the power rankings. So that's something that's just absolutely incredible, that all 4 teams in the division are that good. Alrighty, coming in at number 5, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals coming off a very disappointing loss to the Cleveland Browns. Joe Burrow looked absolutely terrible in that game. However, the Bengals tend to have early season slumps. They tend to underperform a little bit at the beginning of the year, and usually in the long run, they're always fine. They just got to take a couple of weeks to figure it out. So because of that, we've still got them in our top 5, because regardless of how they performed in this past week, they still have a really good football team. Now, if they start to continue to perform like they did this past week in future weeks, and it's consistent, then you gotta be concerned about the Cincinnati Bengals. But until they show that, this is kind of par for the course for them, so still number 5. Still really good. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, solid defense, well coached. So they're still a good team. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Vegas, I agree. Joey B, I had you on my fantasy team.
I did too! I lost because of you! If I'd started Cousins, I would have won!
I won because I had Dallas defense. But that's besides the point. Like you said, Vegas, Bengals always have a slow start. First couple of games of the season happened last year. Last year, at one point early in the season, Bengals were under 500. So, but I'm not that worried. Joe Burrow wasn't worried last year. He's certainly not worried this year. It's a couple games. He had an injured calf a little bit. He's getting back into the swing of things. They'll be just fine. Couple weeks in, they keep doing this crap. We may have to address this, but for now, it's par for the course.
Alrighty, coming in at number 4, we've got the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys coming off of an absolute blowout win over the New York Giants. Won 40-0. Destroyed them. Blocked field goal return for a touchdown. Pick six. Terrorized the Giants all night. They showed they're a good team. The Cowboys are always going to be a good team. They're always going to have one of the best defenses. They're always going to have one of the most skilled groups on the offense. You know, Dak Prescott, even regardless of his playoff success, still a solid quarterback at worst. So the Cowboys are a well-built team. They're always going to be the case, and they showcased it this past week. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Completely agree, Vegas. Completely agree. 2 defensive touchdowns, 7 sacks, 2 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, 1 block. I mean, they were playing like they wanted to win, and it was only week 1. I love this defense, man. Gilmore, Diggs, Parsons, like I said last week, they really showed out. Dak Prescott, not doing too bad either. Good stuff. I'm liking it. They keep this up, they may make it past the divisional round. Who knows?
Maybe. Maybe they get over that 49ers hump they keep hitting. Coming in at number 3, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs fall to the Lions by 1 point on opening night without their best defensive player in Chris Jones, without their best offensive weapon in Travis Kelce. Barely lost to a very good Lions team by 1 in Arrowhead. Obviously, if a few things had gone different for them, Kadarius Toney is a little bit better catching the balls and stuff, they probably win that game. Patrick Mahomes is still the best player in the NFL. Andy Reid is still one of the best coaches in the NFL. So I think despite week 1, I think the Chiefs will be fine. I still think they're the favorites to win the division. I still think that they are going to be a contender this year. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Completely agree, Vegas. Even though they had a rough week 1 against the Lions, Chiefs will be fine. They got Mahomes. Kelsey's going to come back. Chris Jones finally agreed to some terms. Reed's still great.
Jones needs to fire his agent. I'm sorry. That was a shambles of a contract. I don't know what was happening there. Continue.
Anyways, Chiefs, once they work out a couple wide receiver problems, they'll be fine. They'll be okay. Just week 1. Or week 2 coming into it. Vegas?
Oh yeah, definitely. Week one, you never see the full snapshot, you know? That's just how it is.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, coming in at number 2, we've got the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers absolutely dominating the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brock Purdy looked really good. Brandon Ayuk played excellent. Christian McCaffrey looked as good as ever, and this 49ers team looks poised to go on a deep run. Excellent defense. Finally got that contract situation with Nick Bosa. They're just a complete football team. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Vegas, thank you. Like I said last week, we're going to say it this week. Probably going to say it the next couple of weeks. 49ers are great. Got a nice offense, got a nice defense, good coach. Like we saw during this game against the Steelers, Ayuk, McCaffrey, Purdy, good stuff. Defense, good stuff. I'm glad Bosa signed to terms. They're going to make some noise in that West, and they're probably not going to let go of the number 1 spot for a little bit.
I completely agree with you there. Alrighty, coming in at number 1, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles travel into Foxborough in the Tom Brady game and come out with a 25-20 win over the New England Patriots. Looked a little bit shaky on offense, but I think part of that is the Patriots' defense is just so good and they're so difficult to beat. But the Eagles' defense came up big for them. Generated 2 early turnovers that gave them a big lead. Made some key stops in the 4th quarter to prevent the Patriots from taking a late lead. The Eagles are still a very well-built team, still have probably the best front 7 in football, still probably have the best offensive line in football. Still have 2 great wide receiver weapons, good running backs, a great quarterback in Jalen Hurts. They are just a complete football team. Obviously, some concerns from this past week against the Patriots, but I expect them to address it and keep moving forward. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Completely agree, Vegas. I mean, Eagles had not a slow start. They got 16 points in the first quarter, but they were looking shaky on some of the plays. Hurts was a little off, but still they pulled out the victory. Just an all-around great team. And I like Nick Sirianni, so I think that they may fluctuate on this list a little bit, but they're good. They'll continue to be good. And if this is their Super Bowl hangover, then oh boy, are we in for a treat.
Oh, absolutely. We're totally looking forward to it. Eagles 49ers in the playoffs is going to be fun this year if they make it. They're looking like the favorites, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that'll round out our top 10 teams for this week. Coming in at number 10, we've got the Bills. Number 9, the Lions. Number 8, the Jets. Number 7, the Patriots. Number 6, the Dolphins. Number 5, the Bengals. Number 4, the Cowboys. Number 3, the Chiefs. Number 2, the 49ers. And number 1, the Eagles. Alrighty, well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe. And we will see you all in the next video.